Okay, so on your website, management guru, famed management guru, Tom Peters. Okay, he's a big deal in that area. Now, he writes he's a Democrat. He says he would not vote for you if he were voting. But he also says you saved HP with the Compaq acquisition. So, now, I don't know whether you paid Tom Peters to say that as a consultant.
No.
But he basically says, I won't vote for you, but you were the savior of HP because you bought Compaq. You acquired Compaq. What do you make of that? What's he trying to say? How does that react with the Barbara Boxer attack? Does she understand any of this stuff?
Well, first of all, she either doesn't understand the economy or she doesn't care, because if you look at her long track record, 28 years in Washington, D.C., she is a reliable vote against trade, for higher taxes, for more government spending, and for more regulation. Tom Peters, if you know him, you know he's a very independent thinker. No one can pay him to say anything. He'll say what he thinks. And I was very honored when he named me CEO of the Year several years ago, but what he was reflecting upon is that Hewlett-Packard was a company in desperate need of transformation. Much of that transformation was completed through the acquisition of Compaq. That was, at the time, a very controversial move. It was absolutely the right strategy, and it set the stage for Hewlett-Packard's success. And so I am very proud of that. Barbara Boxer will, again, she will do anything she can to keep the subject off jobs, out of control spending, and most especially to keep the subject off her record of failure of 28 years in Washington, D.C.
All right, so, Carly, last one. Look, people are furious at overspending and overborrowing.
Yes.
They don't want to raise taxes either, but I want to stay on the spending. The Tea Party revolt grew even more powerful with the elections on Tuesday. Talk to us, please, some specifics. What will you do as Senator Fiorina to stop federal spending and borrowing?
All right, well, let's just start with some basics. How about we go back to 2008 levels of spending? Because if we did that, you know, federal government spending has increased 10% each of the last 2 years. We've added 100,000 federal government employees, as I mentioned, in the last 12 months. So let's just go back to 2008 levels. But then, Larry, we have to put in place some very systemic changes. Example, we need to put every agency budget up on the internet so everybody can see it. Example, we need to ask different questions in appropriations hearings. It's not why do you need more money, it's what are you doing with the money you have, and what would you do if you had 5% less or 10% less or 15% less. We need to put every piece of legislation up on the internet for public review and comment before it's voted on, and during that review period we need to know precisely what it's going to cost, and in particular what the impact will be on small businesses. We can't have situations anymore, as we did with the health care bill, where we were told it would reduce the deficit, and then, whoops, less than a month later we were told, no, actually it's going to add to the deficit, and oh, by the way, small businesses now have to fill out a 1099 for everyone with whom they do more than $600 worth of business a year. Those kinds of things are killing our economy, but they're also driving government spending out of control.
All right, last one.
We actually have to cut it.
I got to do lightning, but, you know, part of this Tea Party revolt, which I think is one of the most powerful things in recent American politics, they want to end TARP, they want to end stimulus, you know, bailout nation for GM, bailout nation for Fannie Mae, bailout nation for Freddie Mac, bailout nation for Obamacare, bailout nation for the stimulus package. Real quick, Carly, where are you going to come out on that? What would a Senator Carly Fiorina do about that stuff?
Oh, you know, Larry, where I'd come out with that, and so do the Tea Parties who exist even out here in Marin County. The bailouts have failed. The stimulus has failed. Our unemployment rate is higher. We must stop thinking of government as the solution. Government is the problem. We need to cut government spending, get government out of all of these vast sectors of our economy. We need to repeal health care, and we need to go back to the business of letting the private sector create jobs. So specifically, let's cut some very clear taxes, particularly on small businesses. Let's repeal the death tax once and for all, and let's get back to helping businesses by creating a competitive tax environment and a competitive regulatory environment.
I got to leave it there. Carly Fiorina, thank you ever so much for coming back on. We appreciate it.